Alright everybody, we're back. This is the video number 7. We're going into the 3rd week in February. If you've been keeping up with this and know how to do math, that means that we missed a week, which we did. Last week, me and Misty spent all day Sunday, instead of shooting a video, at IKEA looking for stuff for the house. So we're going to be putting in a whole lot of IKEA stuff. So that was a fun trip, full day's worth of running over there and then running back. But this week, last time I said that it promised to be a week of change. Well, it has been 2 weeks of a whole lot of change. So we're gonna go in and take a look around. There's a hole in the street down there that we're gonna talk about here in a minute. As you can see, there's a huge hole in the street. This is the lot right next door to the shack. I called the city because when we first moved in, I realized that there was some water standing in front of this property, but I didn't think much of it. Now I realize that it was a massive leak in the water main. I called the city last week, and they came out, dug a hole within 2 days of me calling. And now they're going to fix the water main so that it's not flooding the trenches that we dug for the plumbing. The trenches for the plumbing are filling up with groundwater that leaches in from this hole because it's at the same level. So it's good that we're getting this fixed and that the city responded so quickly. The city of Fort Worth was really, really fast about it, a whole lot faster than I expected them to be. So that's really encouraging to know that even though this is a decrepit neighborhood, the city is dedicated to making it a better place, and by doing so they're sending people out just really quickly to fix things. So that's very encouraging for me. As you can see, we've got a front door again, but it's one that I'm hoping that whoever stole my last one doesn't feel like stealing. It's just a piece of 3/4 inch treated plywood. So it's just something to keep people out and keep them from being able to come in and break out my brand new windows that we have throughout the house. It's also to keep them from stealing my electrical that we have started to put in. I want to say thank you to Riley right off the bat, Riley and Brent both, because they both came in and really tore up the electrical, really got after it, and there's only just a little bit left to do. All we've got to do is hang lights, really. We've got all the boxes set where we need them. We've got all the lights marked out. I got Misty in here yesterday, and she actually told me exactly where she wants all the lights. So we're going to be able to put in all the lights this week and hopefully get all the rough electrical done. Coming over here, if you look in the kitchen, I now have drawn out better. It's really hard to see, but the white spray paint is the final dimensions, as final as they can be at this point. This is where our sink's going to be, right here in the middle of our island, which is kind of awkward with this piece of wood here, but this is our sink's going to be right here in this corner of the island. I think that's really unique. It's going to be different. It's going to be awesome. We've got our dishwasher right there that you can see the DW. Our range goes over here. We went and purchased a range. The range was the last thing that we had left to buy. So shout out to all my Lowe's people, because they're awesome. Helped me to find what I needed. So Lowe's, not Home Depot. Personal preference, probably just because I work there. But we'll go on into the rest of the bedrooms and take a look around. As you can see, the master bedroom has changed quite a bit. We got our windows put in. Actually installed all the windows except for the bathroom slider and the little window up in the eave, the only ones that aren't installed yet. We've raised the windows up to 22 inches in the front, which is how the side windows were. The front windows were 16 inches, and one of the guys mentioned something about, man, you just made it really easy for somebody to bust your window out and step in your house. There's no climbing involved. And I was like, yeah, that's not exactly what I wanted. And plus, I did want these bigger windows to be taller in the room than to be lower to the ground, which are going to be hidden by a bed or a piece of furniture. So I'd rather them be up off the ground. So that's another little tip that I can give you is if you're going to use big windows on a house, especially if you got 10-foot ceilings, put your windows up. Don't put them down. So I had them move the front windows up to 22 inches so that now we have taller windows in the front than they are lower to the ground. It makes it a lot harder for somebody to just step in. There's a little bit more of a climb, not by much, but it's enough that it can deter somebody. But like I said, we're not too worried about that portion of it because we'll have a security system and we have 2 Great Danes. And the 2 Great Danes are a huge deterrent in and of themselves. So, but as you can see, we've got electrical boxes in all throughout the bedroom. We've got, coming down here, this is exciting. The plumber was here all this week, well, all last week, and he got all the rough plumbing pretty much done. We've got a bathtub where it's going to go now. We've got our sink fixtures and our toilet holes. I think the toilet holes were here last time. No, they weren't. They weren't because the plumber had just come and hooked up stuff. So we've got where our toilet goes, where our sinks go, and where all of our lighting boxes and things like that go. Another tip for you guys, if you're going to be doing something like this and you have open walls and you can put boxes wherever you want in your bathrooms, it's going to be very, very key to put boxes, put a lot of outlets by your sink, because your wife, your girlfriend, your daughter, whatever, is going to be in here using appliances of some sort, and she's not going to want to unplug and plug, replug. So make sure you put enough plugs in a bathroom. That's something that I found talking to a lot of different people, that's the main thing that they want. We're in the guest bathroom now. There has been a lot more plumbing. We got the plumbing in here, the hot and cold, the drains, everything. The only thing that hasn't been done is the stacks that went through the ceiling. You got where the toilet goes, you got where the bathroom or the shower's going to go. So we've got pretty much everything in here done that we need to get done except for hanging lights, which is going to be this week. So that's the key, is to get the lighting. That's something that I've learned in this process, is the lighting is extremely important, especially in little bitty areas like this. So we're going to put one can light. We're doing recessed lighting throughout this house, and we're going to do a can light over the sink, directly over the sink, so it lights up the sink. And then the only other light that we can put in here, because a light that's over a tub has to be at least 36 inches from the edge of the tub away from it for it to not have to be special and made so that it can go over a tub. Well, in this bathroom we don't have that much room, so we're going to have to put something that's made to go above a shower over the shower so that we can have light in the shower. So we're purchasing a recessed light that actually looks like a can light, but it has a fan inside of it that you don't see. You don't see the shroud or anything, so it just looks like another can light. So it'll go real well with what we're doing inside here. So let's go over here to the utility room. Take a look right in there. All right, in here I'm going to talk about how much you really need to pay attention to what your contractors are doing. Not so much a general contractor, but the subs that he hires. I had my plumber come in, and he's a guy that we're trying brand new. He decided that I told him where I wanted my plumbing. I told my contractor where I wanted my plumbing, and I also told the plumber where I wanted it. For the utility room, this box that goes behind the washer and dryer that everybody has in their house that has a hot cold feed as well as the drain in it. That usually goes directly behind your washer. That way your washer hides it and you don't see it. Well, inside this room, this is going to be our main entrance, is the back door. So the back door is right here, coming from the garage that we're going to put in the backyard. So when you come in this door, the first thing that you would see where he had it, which was right here in this wall, the first thing you'd see coming through that door would be this box. And I wondered why he did that, because he'd already drilled a hole here to try to make it. Well, he said that he hit a bank of 2x6s, which are the supports for the house, which are what the blocks sit on. That's what sits on the blocks to keep the house level. There's 3 2x6s that run right along the base of that wall. And he hit those, and he got lazy. And he didn't want to do what you have to do to make it work. which is to cut those 2x6s and block it out. By that I mean you put two 2x6s running this way in between your joists. Like this joist is here, this joist is here. You span that distance with the 2x6s, and it makes a square hole that's clear to go down. He decided he didn't want to do that, and then he told me, oh, it'll be okay. I said, no, it will not be okay. But he kept saying it will be. So we argued that out, and I told him, you have to move it. And so I told my contractor, you're going to have to tell him to move it. So he told him to move it, but he told him to wait until we finalized exactly where we wanted it. Instead, he went ahead and put it where he thought he should put it, which was over here in this wall. The exact same thing that he did over here, which is not what I wanted at all. I want it in this back wall. So we're going to block it out and we're going to put it in this back wall because we changed the layout in here. Because when my buddy Brent came in and looked at it, thank you to Brent for giving us giving me this epiphany. When you walk in, this door is going to swing this way. This door is going to swing that way, so that you have a clear path to bring things in and out. If you swung this door this way, it would hit the back door and you'd have to have it closed to be able to come in. So that doesn't work. You have to have it coming this way. Well, the way we had it set up before, the washer was right here. You don't want to have to come in with an armful of clothes, close your door, then go to your washer. You want to be able to open your door and then go to your washer and put them down. These are the things that, because I'm not a professional at designing a house, that I didn't think about. These are the things that I hope that this will help you to figure out when you do this to a house. So we changed it to where the water heater now goes in this corner, so there'll be a water heater closet here. Then your washer, actually my dryer will be here, then the washer will be over here. And this plumbing that he put in the wrong spot again will be in this wall, because we're going to do it right and block it out in the bottom so that my stuff will be hidden so you won't see it anymore. That's pretty much where we are right now. We've got electrical, we've got cans up in the ceilings. We'll show you that here in a second. We've got all kinds of good stuff going on, but it has been raining like crazy. Last week it rained like 2 or 3 days. And this week, keeping our fingers crossed, the forecast says no rain. So hopefully they can actually get the outside started this week. Actually start putting siding on, which is going to be awesome because it'll start looking like a finished house. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching, and thank you for your patience on this being a 2-week ordeal of not getting a video to you. I felt really bad last week. I feel like I'm letting my fans down. But I don't know how many actual fans are out there. I really hope that we hit 2,000 views on the blog. So tell everybody about it. Tell everybody. This is awesome that we hit 2,000 individual views on the blog. So keep telling people. I've found out that there are people that I don't even know here in Fort Worth that are watching this because of coworkers that know me, or because of people you go to school with. Everybody up at UNT that's watching, hey everybody. I mean, awesome. I'm glad that you guys are watching this and finding it entertaining. But thank you for keeping us supported. I really enjoy doing these videos, and I really am glad that you guys are enjoying them. And we're going to keep doing them. I'm going to try to be back out here again next week, just as long as we don't have to make another emergency trip to IKEA. We should be all right. So, and if anybody out there, I was going to mention this, if anybody out there does know anybody from this old house, cast, crew, whatever, I don't care, preferably Norm Abrams, but if you know them, give them the address to this website, because if I could get a call or an email from this old house saying that I'm doing a good job, I don't even want a job. I just think that it'd be neat to be able to get some feedback from this old house, because I've been watching them since I was a kid. Literally, my dad had me watching them when I was a kid. So, but everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Everybody know everybody, and if I got it, everybody got it on. Welcome to my hood. Look at all these old school Chevys 24, so you know we roll heavy on. Welcome to my
Not my horses.